Hi, my name is Harmony McMullen. I'm a current senior at Lewis and Clark College here in Portland, Oregon, where I'm studying rhetoric and media studies with a minor in entrepreneurial leadership and innovation. So I've been able to have the opportunity to take a lot of different types of classes, ranging from everything about media studies and theory to talking about social media, different technologies, the way that we communicate, and the importance of communication in the 21st century. Even including then classes on the entrepreneurial side, talking about sustainability, innovation, and also just generally, what it takes to become a entrepreneurial person, and the fact that, everybody has that kind of side to them. And so I think that, one thing that I've really been able to take away from a lot of my classes is not only the importance of being able to be engaged and also up to date with different, topics and ideas, but also being able to be somebody that works collaboratively with others. Unlike a lot of majors, my major and my minor involve a lot of collaborative projects and working with others. And so that has really been a good learning opportunity for me to be able to find out more about how I work on a team, but also figuring out how I work with others on a team. And I think I've really come to understand the importance of being a strong leader, but also being a leader that listens and being a listening leader. And what I mean by that is that, nobody likes to be working on a team with somebody that is overly dominant or taking too much control or, micromanaging everybody. But the way that you can become an effective leader is by being somebody that is willing to work with others and also listen to them and understand, the value that they're bringing to the table, and actually try to help them to understand their strengths and their weaknesses, and be able to really utilize those so that the team can be at the best advantage. So like recently, I just did a project with two other classmates in one of my entrepreneurship classes, where we were contracted by a local nonprofit that works within the Portland music scene, and we were contracted to assist them with doing different types of like field research and analysis, going through their different like social media channels to give them recommendations for things that they could do better, even coming up with different like marketing strategies and like strategic partnerships that they could have. And so this was something where we were kind of going into the project with a lot of ambiguity, and we were just kind of told, hey, like, we'd like some help with these different things. And so we really had to not only work with the resources that we had, but find new resources and really have that outreach, because we weren't really given that. So we were given a very kind of blank slate. And so we had to spend a lot of time focusing on what it is that we really wanted to achieve and what it is that we wanted to really deliver to our customer. But then at the same time, understand what resources we currently have and what we need to figure out. Because I think one of the best, traits or the most important parts about being a team member is understanding when you don't understand something and when you need to kind of outsource that and get people's help. So that was one thing that we had to be kind of creative with, getting in touch with different people, finding different contacts, figuring out those kinds of questions and answers that we didn't really understand. And so that took a little bit of that kind of creative side of things. Also because we were given the issue, given the problem in such a kind of general way, we had to really make sure that we stayed on track with our goals, and made that kind of progress in a linear way that we would be able to have a very clear deliverable for our client by the end of the semester. But also at the same time, we wanted to make sure that we didn't get too stuck in the nitty-gritty of what we were going to be giving, and make sure that we were focusing also on being creative, because this project was a really awesome opportunity to kind of have a low risk way of practicing our skills with contract work, but also collaborative work with others, people within the industry, And so it was a really great opportunity to also get to try out that creative side. Like, for example, I was helping with the team by creating a new like software that they could implement on their website that would utilize this kind of like product matching quiz type of a product, but instead it was a quiz platform that would allow users to go on the website and then be matched with a music venue that matches their type of taste and like preference for things. And so that's again where that kind of like creative aspect comes in, where I had seen this before used in other kind of like retail applications, and I considered how it could be used in more of this kind of experiential way. And so that was something where I was able to work with my group and have the support of my group and my professor. And I was kind of given the green light and said like, yeah, go for it. And it took some trial and error, but again, it was something that was a learning experience and something that we had to really go after. And so we also had to really manage our time well, because we were given, a certain period of time, and we were not given specific benchmarks as to where we needed to be within the project within a certain period of time. And so this was a great opportunity for us to practice our time management skills and our delegation skills, figuring out what each of us were going to work on. And then, also having those kind of check-ins, seeing where we were. Some people made more progress more quickly than others, and it was definitely that trial and error, but also, figuring out how we could support one another within the group project. And also just be the most kind of like proactive that we can be. So in the very beginning, we really had to make sure to prioritize reaching out to people and making sure that we had those kind of strategic like partnerships happening, right? So that we could have those individuals that would be able to support us and answer our questions, and have that really set in stone from the very beginning, so that we could then reach out and have them as a resource further on in the project. So we kind of had to do that planning ahead to an extent, so that we had a good basis for our project. But that's just like, that is one example of something that I have been working on recently. I also have had a internship this semester with a small startup, and so I've been able to see kind of the background side of what entrepreneurship looks on a very small scale, on the startup scale. And in the past, I've also had internships at very large companies as well. And so I think that I would be able to provide a unique perspective that has seen a lot of different sizes and stages of things, and be able to bring creative expertise and a fresh set of eyes to things, and be able to work really well with people and adapt well to a new group, a new setting. So thank you. I appreciate it.